So today I'm going to be making another Nancy Drew themed tier list video. And this time I'm going to be ranking all of the phone friends that you can have in the games. So that's just normal, like, constant phone friends, like phone friends that show up in multiple games, like Bess and George and stuff, but also like the characters that only show up like in their respective games. And there are 5 different categories for phone friends that I've come up with. And they go from favorite person, would talk to them for forever and just never solve the mystery, and then there's the last category, which is all the way to the last category, which is about me being like, no, they shouldn't even have a phone. So I will read to you what the actual tiers are called. So the first one is, forget the mystery, let me call you again. The next one is, you free? Let's chat. The next one is, worth my track phone minutes. The next one is, I mean, if I have to. And then the last one is, who gave them a phone? So we're just gonna jump right on into it because, you know, what else are we here for if not the tier list? So let's go. Okay, so we're starting out with a really easy one for me personally, because the first one is Hilda Swenson, and she's from Danger on Deception Island, and you, like, hardly talk to her. I mean, you do talk to her, you have a few phone calls with her, but, like, she's just so mysterious, and I think just her as a concept deserves to be in the top tier, because I'm like, if I could call her more often, I would. The game won't let you, but, like, big fan of the concept of Hilda Swenson. Next is Bet Raleigh and Ed Raleigh. I'm gonna just count them as, like, the same. They're technically 2 different things in this tier list, but, like, they're gonna go in the same place. I mean, I don't mind talking to them, but they're not, like, my favorite people to talk to ever. So I think I'm just gonna say that they're worth my track phone minutes, because I'm not like, oh, I have to call them? Gross. Let's not. I'm like, yeah, no, I want to hear what they have to say. They're fun and entertaining. But, like, you know, they're not, like, top-tier phone friends. Charlena Purcell's a phone friend. I mean, like, she's helpful. But, like, I don't know if I prefer her as an in-game character or as a phone friend more. But, like, I feel like my indecision on this topic kind of makes me have to kind of put her, like, I mean, if I have to. Because, like, well, I love her in Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. I think she's interesting in Last Train to Blue Moon Canyon. Also, in, basically, her as a phone friend is just that, but, like, less rude. And that just kind of makes her just, like, like a research person you call a few times. So, like, like, I guess she just doesn't really have a personality when you call her, so yeah, I guess I would just say I mean if I have to. Sheriff Hernandez. Heck yeah. I like calling Sheriff Hernandez, so you're free, let's chat. Paliki Vadas, that's the phone contact you have in Curse of Blackmore Manor, who you call about lycanthropy, I'm pretty sure. Actually, let me look. Hold on. Let me look at the options, because maybe I'm wrong. Because there would be another, if I'm confusing her with someone, then that person would be on here, but I don't. Yeah, I don't think I am, because there's no one else. So, yeah, no, this is who I think it is. So, Paliki Vadas. Paliki. I wouldn't say forget the mystery, let's call you again, because I feel like I would get too unnerved if I called her a lot. But, like, well, maybe I would still be too unnerved, just be like, let's chat. I don't really want to chat with her. If we're going to talk about lycanthropy, then I don't really want to chat with her. But if we're just going to, like, you know, if I need to call her, I'll call her. But I also would call her about other things if she had other topics to talk about. But I would say worth my track phone minutes. I'm kind of, I think I've played Curse of Blackmore Manor recently enough to have, like, an opinion on Tommy Tucker, but also, like, I feel like I'm kind of indifferent. And I mean, like, it's worth my track phone minutes because I have to call him to get food to solve the mystery. But, like, nothing against him as a person, but, like, I feel like he's just not present in my mind ever, and I feel like you have to be present in my mind for me to actively want to call you. Hugh Penfold. Personally, I like talking to him, even though you only talked to him like once or twice. I enjoy the phone conversations you have with him, but also I feel like there's probably like nothing to him. Like him as a person, I'm just destroying everyone as a person. But I think personally, yeah, he's not, I mean, if I have to, because I do like really calling, I really do like calling him, but like, I think he's not dramatic, mysterious, or like interesting enough for me to be like, yeah, top tier, we'll call you at every chance kind of a person. Mrs. Petrov, again, it's another I mean if I have to, because like, I'm fine with talking to her, but like, yeah, again, she just like doesn't, I mean, she does exist more so in my brain than Tommy Tucker does, just because like, I call her a lot when I play the game, even though she never has anything to say to me, but like, her as a character I don't really care about, I guess. I don't know. She's going in this tier. Thisbe, Flute, and Pyramus. 100% going into You Free, Let's Chat. I love the section of Secret of the Old Clock where you have to use the ham radio to call people. That's so fun. I just love... I also love that they're like, you're supposed to give them like the quotes from Shakespeare from Midsummer Night's Dream, and just, they all have entertaining and interesting personalities. I just really like calling all of them. I think they're very fun, and I would like to be able to talk to them more, because like, they're people that Josiah Crowley knew, and like, I wanna know why he like found them interesting. I want to find them interesting. I do find them interesting. Bess Marvin. Of course, I can't put Bess Marvin any lower than Forget the Mystery, Let Me Call You Again. She is such an entertaining phone friend. Like, even, like, a lot of the time you have to call her and she's with George, and, like, that's fun and all. But, like, sometimes you call her and she's the only one you're calling. Sometimes you call her and she's with Ned. Like, she is so fun to call regardless of who she's with or isn't with. I really like talking to Bess Marvin. So she's definitely going on this top tier. Also another favorite, Carson Drew. I personally like Carson Drew in the games. I think they do a very good job of writing him. His voice actor is very great. I probably am, I mean, I'm sure I'm in the majority of people enjoying Carson Drew in the games, but like, I feel like I'm like unapologetically a fan of him. So, like, I feel like other people would put him lower down on this tier list, but, like, I made the tier list, so I can do what I want. Carson Drew is going at the top of the tier list. The Engineer, if I have to, because, like, I don't even remember if you have to. I think you do need to talk to him once, or whatever, maybe not even. I don't know. Maybe it's just, like, doing due diligence in your investigation and you call him. But I don't care to talk to him. Because he's just like, I'm driving the train, and stop talking to me unless you're, oh my goodness. Lori Gerard. That's her name. I wanted to call her Lisa or Linda, and those are both not her name. Two other Nancy Drew characters, not her though. But, yes. Don't care about the Engineer. I mean, I wouldn't put him in Who Gave Them a Phone, but like, don't like talking to him. Lynn Manrique, I'm putting in Worth My Track Phone Minutes, because I just like talking to her because she was, like, researching, she's either, like, a historian who was researching the, oh my goodness, what is the windmill called in French? I should know this. I've taken French, and I also have played the game a million times. Well, Lynn Manrique is looking into the windmill that Menace is in for some reason, and I just liked talking to her about that, and also about Noisette Tournard. So, I would call her again if I could. I don't know if, like, she has a personality or anything, but, like, I like the learning part about talking to her, so I would talk to her again. Hugo Butterly. I don't know if I find him entertaining, or if he's just written into the game in a way that they're trying to make you find him entertaining. I'm not sure what my personal opinion is. I've been meaning to replay Danger by Design for like months upon months, and just haven't. So if I had played it recently, I would have definitely had a stronger opinion, but like, I think I'm gonna put him just into Worth My Track Phone Minutes, because I definitely like calling him. But, like, do I? Do I? Zoo? I think I'll put Zoo into You Free Let's Chat, because I do really like talking to Zoo. I think he's funny and entertaining. Also, I would love to talk to him more about his, like, catacomb explorations. I think it's very interesting, and we don't really talk to him about it at all. We just get that thing for him from JJ. Then we're just like, oh, done, bye, thank you. Then we never talk to him again. Tino, again, the same with Charlena Purcell. The game in which you call him, he's way more boring than the game in which you actually talk to him in person. Although for him, you meet him in person before you have to call him. So, him and Icicle Creek, I mean, since I enjoy Tino and talking to him as, like, a concept, it's fun, but, like, they did the thing that they do to a lot of characters that they have show up more than once, and they just, they take, like, the one personality trait that they think everyone enjoys the character for, and then they only repeat that personality trait over and over again instead of being like, oh no, this character was more complex and interesting in the game that they were in. They just go, no, there's one thing. They do this to Professor Hotchkiss all the time, and it's, like, a tragedy. But, yeah, they also do it to Tino. And I'm just like, you could have kept him being funny and also interesting, but you just, like, took his funny to, like, the max and made it unfunny. So, yeah, I would just say, I mean if I have to, because I'd much rather play Last Train in Blue Moon Canyon than call Tino in Icicle Creek. Chantal Moikwe. I feel like I have to put her in I mean if I have to. Because, like, I feel like I not enjoy, that's probably the wrong word. That's probably not what I mean when I'm like, oh, I enjoy calling them. Because, like, I enjoy calling Carson Drew and Bess Marvin. They're fun to call. Versus calling Chantal where I'm like, yes, I'm not playing the game and, like, actively avoiding calling her or anything. And when I call her, I'm like, yes, this is the part of the game where I call Chantal. And this is where Chantal says these things. But, like, I feel like if you gave me a phone book and a list of all of these people's names and were like, you have to call someone, I wouldn't pick, I mean, not all these people's names, but, like, if she was on a list of, like, some of the other people on this list, I just feel like I wouldn't call her, so I feel like I need to put her here, because I'm like, I might have really enjoyed calling her at some point, but, like, that point is not this point anymore. So I think she has to go into I mean if I have to. Okay, I'm gonna put all of the next 4 people into the same category, because they basically are, like, the same thing, because I'm gonna put them all into Worth My Track Phone Minutes, because these are all the people who got affected by things at Icicle Creek Lodge and then left. So they're all funny and entertaining, and I do really like calling them. But, like, since they're just they're each such short, like, little, like, oh, gonna call them. What happened? How's life right now? Yeah, I'm over here. I should leave probably. Cool. Bye. Hope you're not dying or whatever. And, like, it's not like the height of entertainment, but, like, I do like the section of the game where you call them. So I would say they all go into Worth My Track Phone Minutes, because I do enjoy that section. George Fane goes at the top, because, again, basically any of the reoccurring phone friends who are just function as phone friends, or just Nancy's friends, yeah, they're gonna go in this category, because they're all so well written, so entertaining, so well voiced, and I'm just like, yes, always want to call them. Sometimes I forget to call them, just because I'm, like, busy solving the mystery, but, like, if I'm actively doing a good job of, like, calling people constantly, because I'm not getting overwhelmed by the mystery, then yes, I do call them a lot. So they're all going to probably just go into this category. So no surprises there. Mystico. As much as I feel like the fandom would want me to put him in the top tier, I feel like I have to put him 1 tier below. I don't know why, but, like, I feel that I need to put him in that tier, so that's where he will go. Because I love him. I love talking to him. But, like, something's telling me he shouldn't go in the top tier, so he's not going to go in there. There's no further explanation for that. He's just gonna go in you free let's chat. Because I say so. Okay, Hotchkiss. Well, I really hate what they did to her in Tomb of the Lost Queen. I'm pretty sure that, like, in Legend of the Crystal Skull that she wasn't, like, half bad. But, like, I feel like that's just my memory being faulty. Maybe she's normal. This is where it's hard because I'm like, I only have one version of Hotchkiss for this tier list. So, like, in theory, this is combining both of them. And since they did her so dirty in Tomb of the Lost Queen, I feel like it's a disservice. It's a disservice either way because I'm like, if I put her in Worth My Track Phone Minutes, I'm like, well, one of them isn't Worth My Track Phone Minutes. But if I put her in, I mean, if I have to, I'm like, no, but I like calling her in Crystal Skull. So I don't know what I should do. I feel like I'll put her in Worth My Track Phone Minutes because there's a tiny bit of Tomb of the Lost Queen when you're calling her that's like her just giving you normal, interesting information and having a normal conversation, and then I'm not doing her dirty. So, because of that, because there's a tiny bit of non-dirty doing in Tomb of the Lost Queen's Hotchkiss, I am going to put her in this tier. Because they didn't fully do her dirty, but they did her pretty dirty, so thank you for coming to my Beatrice Hotchkiss TED Talk. Detective Sophia Leparace. I'm putting her in You Free Let's Chat because I really like calling her. I like her being our contact in Phantom of Menace. I mean, like, she could be more interesting, but she's being professional, so, like, obviously, we're not gonna just have, like, casual conversations like you can have with all the other people in that game, but, like, I think she's interesting and fun to talk to, and also she helps add to, like, the air of being, like, undercover, being like, yeah, I'm totally here to, you know, be on vacation. Surprise, I'm here to spy on everyone. Samantha Quick. Forget the mystery, let me call you again. The iconic one-time phone friend that calls you and you can't talk to them, really. You know? It's always fun when I have to pick up the phone to answer Samantha Quick's call. That's like a favorite part of Phantom of Menace. It adds to the style of the game. I don't know what word I'm looking for. The pizzazz of Venice. The spy vibes. It adds to the spy vibes, and I really greatly enjoy it. Alan Payne. He goes into I Mean If I Have To, because literally, Haunting of Castle Malloy is my least favorite Nancy Drew game. So, there are large pockets of it that I just black out during, and just leave my mind once I've finished playing the game. And, like, I've played the game more times than I want to have played the game, and I'm probably going to play it again soon. But, like, I don't recall what his personality is like. I know what, like, Best George and Ned sound like in the game and what's going on with them. I remember those phone conversations. Do not recall what really he talks about past, like, your initial, like, hello, this is Nancy Drew. Hello, this is Alan Payne. Why are you calling? What's happening? Okay. Like, can remember that part. But, like, maybe you do only call him once. I don't remember. Basically, he's, like, not interesting enough to me for me to actually keep him in my mind and be like, yes, I could tell you about his life story. There's other people on here I could tell you so many things about them and, like, reenact to you all their phone conversations. He is not one of them. Megan Vargas, she's going into You Free Let's Chat because I really like calling her. I really wish she was an actual character in the game because I think that would be fun. Because I just think it's fun to have another personality on campus. But, like, I do like calling her. So I would put her in that category. I have not played Warnings of Waverly Academy in forever, so, like, I don't have, like, oh yeah, exactly her vibe, but, like, I'm pretty sure I remember everything that's up with her, and she's definitely one of the, I was gonna say one of the better parts of the game as if the game is bad, but no, the game is really good. Love the game. She adds more to it. I'm very happy with her inclusion in the game. So, yes, I would talk to her more if they let me, but we don't really get to talk to her about all that much stuff, so, oh well. Against my better judgment, I'm putting PG Krollmeister just into You Free Let's Chat. I understand he's super iconic and should go into the top tier, but like, again, with Mystico, just something's telling me I shouldn't put him in the top tier, so I'm not going to. But like, he's very funny, but I like talking to him. He's a fun addition to Trail of the Twister. And like, I guess it's also that there could have been more, he could have talked to us more about the, like, because we're calling him because he has to do, I think he's like the maker of the equipment that they're using. Maybe it's that's what it is. So I'm like, that'd be cool if we talked about that more, but we don't. So that'll be my reason why he's not in the top tier. Because he doesn't talk to us about the reason that we're here, he just talks to us about the salad cannon. So, you know. Savannah Woodham. I'm going to put her in Worth My Track Phone Minutes. And she's a phone friend in Shadow at the Water's Edge and The Ghost of Thornton Hall. And I don't really remember which one I like her as a phone friend in more. I think she's pretty just similar in both of them. And, I mean, she's very interesting. I do like calling her. But I also haven't played either of those games in a long enough time where I'm like, what is my, like, current opinion on the phone conversations you have with her? I don't really have, like, something to say about that. But if I'm thinking to past me and what current me remembers, I think I don't want to put her on the level of You Free Let's Chat because of the other people who are in You Free Let's Chat, but she's definitely worth my track phone minutes. She definitely would rank higher than a bunch of these people who are also on Worth My Track Phone Minutes. She'd probably be like the best Worth My Track Phone Minutes, but she's not good enough to be You Free Let's Chat because I don't know. I'm just not as into calling her. I don't know. I probably would have to replay both those games and then I'd come back to you and be like, no, I like calling her. It's fine. She'd go into You Free Let's Chat, but where we can only be in the present while we're in the present, so I can't go into the future, unfortunately. Logan Mitchell. I am part of the I like calling Logan Mitchell camp. So, he goes in the top tier because I think he's hilarious. I love talking to him. I wish we could talk to him more. But yes, I understand that a lot of people don't like him. He's definitely written to be a very divisive character. And I just happen to be on probably the side of that I shouldn't be. But, you know. This is how I am as a person. I can't help it. Ned Nickerson! Best boy, best boy. He goes in the top tier. Enough said. Don't need to explain myself. Ned Nickerson Protection Squad. Marcus. I used to love Marcus. And love calling him. And I feel like I still do. But I'm also like, should I? And if I were to play the game now, would I be like, no. You've lost that appreciation. It's bad. But I feel like Marcus is worth my track phone minutes. I wouldn't want to like chat with him, but like I'm glad I called him. So I think he goes in that category. He's like, no, would not want to call him just to talk about life, but like for his scripted phone conversations that you have, heck yeah, I'll call him multiple times. Holly and Jessica go into I Mean If I Have To because like I really don't like the part of Alibi and Ashes where you have to verify Deirdre's alibi and you have to call them. They're like such non-entities in my brain. Even when I'm playing it, I'm like, didn't I just call you? And they're like, no, I'm a different person. I'm like, I know you have different voice actors and you sound different, but like my brain, it just has never been able to grasp the concept of Holly and Jessica. So, and also like basically I put them in as the same thing. I can't separate them because like that's how much of a non-entity each of them are as their own person. So if I have to, you know, I have to. So I'll call them when I have to, but I won't do anything past that. John Boyle. I'm gonna put him in Worth My Track Phone Minutes because I do enjoy talking to him in the game, but like I don't know if I probably would want to chat with him. I don't know. I think he's another like very strong Worth My Track Phone Minutes contender. So, like, he'd be up at the top with Savannah. But, like, I wouldn't put him... Maybe I would put him higher than that. Watch me look at this like 2 days from now and be like, I would do it entirely differently, and then this video becomes irrelevant. But I think I would put him in worth my track phone minutes, because I do like talking to him about like archaeology and being like, oh, what's going on at the dig site? Or is it a dig site? I think it's a dig site. The excavation crew. I don't really... I don't remember what it would be specifically called for the specific things that they're doing, but the archaeology team. That's the most accurate statement. What's going on with them? What's up with them? I like talking to him about that. But also I don't remember how much of the game you can actually like call him. So if it's like, oh, you call him at the beginning, and you call him in like the middle after something big has happened, that's it. Like, I don't know if it's like one of those phone friends that you can call continuously throughout the game and always update them, like you can just update like Bess in that game. I don't know if he functions like that. Because if he does, then 100% yeah, he's worth talking to. But like if he doesn't, then it's like, it's cool. Wish there was more. So I'd have to replay the game to find out. Deirdre Shannon. Now this is something we haven't done. I haven't put someone against my better judgment into the top tier. But I think I need to put Deirdre in the top, because I do think I really enjoy calling her in The Deadly Device. I think she's very interesting and entertaining, and also, even though she's like being very, not she's being comedic, they write her in a very entertaining way in The Deadly Device. But like, they also are like expanding her character, and the character of Deirdre Shannon is one that I would love to like look into deeply and analyze one day, and I probably should, because as much as they, like, make her shallow, they also make her detailed, and there's a lot there that we're not exploring and a lot there that we are, so I want to help join the excavation team of Deirdre Shannon's life and psyche. This is my application. Addison Hammond. I mean, if I have to, like, I just don't care. I mean, she gives us useful information. I mean, like, not everyone in the game. I mean, like, technically, in terms of, like, the game allowing you to progress, you have to call certain people, so, like, they've given you useful information, but, like, calling her is kind of boring. Like, I feel like I get more out of other things in the game. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm saying that in, like, the vaguest way possible. But, like, I just don't find her a necessary person to call. Personally, I mean, again, oh my goodness. Going around in circles. She is important to call in the plot of the story. Would not call her back after the first time. After I do my due diligence to call Addison Hammond, would not call her back. I have to, though. So, you know. Scientist. The scientist is going into you freelets chat. Because, oh my goodness, I'd have so many things to say to the scientist. I want to learn more about them. I understand why I can't. But, like, Silent Spy leaves so much to be not desired in like it was poorly made, but like they've left so much open to like I want more information kind of a game, and they're not ever gonna give us any more information. It's such a good game. I want to learn more about the scientist, and I would chat with them if I could, but I can't for obvious reasons. But in hypothetical world, I would, so they go here. Revenant. Who gave them a phone? Oh my goodness. Please don't call me. Cool. Interesting. Stop. Oh my goodness. Don't. Revenant is a terrifying concept. Oh my goodness. Now they're not, I was gonna say, they're not the scariest villain in the Nancy Drew games. They are. They're the scariest villain. They're not the scariest villain we see the face of. But, like, they're terrifying. I'm sure I talked about them when I did my culprit tier list. And I'm sure I talked about other villains. So if you want my opinion on Nancy Drew villains, you can watch that tier list. But TLDR, Revenant is terrifying. Take all phone lines away from them. Jamila. I'm putting her in worth my track phone minutes because I don't play Shattered Medallion enough to actually, like, have an opinion on Jamila's phone friend part of her. But, like, I like her as a person. Again, it's one of those, I like her as a person in the game that she's in. Super cool. Enjoy her there. don't remember exactly what we covered when we talked to her. I know we talked to her about Sunny June, but like past that, I really don't think there was a lot to talk to her about, and I really would be more interested to talk to her. I mean, I like the part that we talked to her about Sunny June, but like, eh, eh, I don't know. Also, I think last time I played Shattered Medallion, I wasn't as big of a fan of Jamila, like as a person in general from like both games that she's in. So like, I feel like now that I've played Tomb of the Lost Queen more recently, and I'm like, yeah, no, Jamila, cool, great, love her. Now I'm like, okay, now I have to replay the other game that she's in to be like, okay, now with my new like perspective on you, a new appreciation. What do I think now? So basically, what we're getting down to is I need to literally replay every single game and then reform my opinions on everything so that I can more accurately do tier lists. Okay, Melina Rossi. As much as Labyrinth of Lies is like one of my favorite Nancy Drew games, Melina as a phone friend is great. Perfectly functional and like great. Love talking to her. Interesting. I wouldn't say she's one of the weakest characters in the game, but like, if I had to do a tier list of my favorite characters in Labyrinth of Lies, she would be at the bottom, but that's only because I like everyone else so much more, but she's like perfectly passable. Like, if she was in one of these, there's other games where if she was also in this other game for like a weird reason she wouldn't be, but like, she would then like outrank other people. She just so happens to be in a game where the entire cast is incredible, therefore someone has to go at the bottom of the list, but it's the bottom of the list that outranks all other lists. So, like, you know, but like, as a phone friend, when we're ranking people on being phone friends, you know what, no, I'll put her in You Free Let's Chat. Because of everything I just said, she deserves to be in You Free Let's Chat. But like, I don't know. She'll go there. Great. Love her. I don't know why when she's having to be against other people in this format, I'm like, no, put her at the bottom, even after I said she would be at the top. It's like, I don't know. I think it's just because when I do these things, I'm like, who's the biggest personality? Okay, you go at the top. And I'm like, she does not. She's a normal person. If I was ranking the most normal people in Nancy Drew games, who are also interesting, she would be at the top of that list. But that's not what we're doing today. Alex Trang. I think I would put her in You Free Let's Chat, because I think her as a person and me as a person would get along really well. Like, I would genuinely, like, out of all these people who I have in You Free Let's Chat, she's the only person, I mean, other than Megan. I think Megan Vargas. I don't think Megan Vargas would want to be my friend, but, like, I would want to be her friend. But, like, Alex and me, we would be such good friends. We are so compatible. So, she's going here. I really like functionally where she is, because like she's story relevant, and I think that's super cool, but like she's also like a subtle phone friend, so like that's also cool. She probably should do her job a little bit better, you know, but like, is it really her fault? No. So, but yes, Alex, great phone friend, great person. Sergeant McRamsey, we hate him, so who gave them a phone? He doesn't deserve a phone. End of discussion. Dr. Elizabeth Hurst is going to go into I Mean If I Have To, and I think this is honestly more of a fault of Midnight in Salem than a fault of, you know, like a fault of her interactive than a fault of Midnight in Salem as a concept. Because they just did a lot of the phone friends dirty in that game, where I'm like, you call them once and, like, never again. Or, like, you can never call them. Like, functionally, the game's just a mess. And they could have had you call her and had more interesting conversations. Or call her more than once. Or anything. And I just, my memory of calling her is me trying to call her and her never having more than the first conversation. Just keep repeating. So I think there's just a bad taste in my mouth in regards to calling her, but like, she could have been interesting, and I just don't remember the interesting parts about her, because I just keep remembering the fact that they keep replaying the conversation that you have over and over again. It's not like a call her and acts like you called her before. It acts like you've never called her, and I'm just like, did you forget how to make video games? Frank Hardy and Joe Hardy, going at the top. Like I said, who surprised nobody. I enjoy Joe Hardy more than I enjoy Frank Hardy, but that's just a personal preference. They're equally funny and entertaining. And I enjoy calling them a lot. It would be interesting to call... I was going to say it would be interesting to call just one of them, but you do call just one of them in, like, more than one game. But I don't remember if that's like a... technically, they're hanging around Ned kind of a thing. So, like, they technically are still connected to one of Nancy's friends. They're not, like, he's not, like, on the phone. Maybe he is. I don't remember. But, like, I don't think you've ever called just Joe or just Frank, and they've just been in the middle of nowhere being like, well, my brother's gone, and I don't have anyone I'm nearby. In all the other games, I'm pretty sure it's like, oh. Like, you can call Frank and Ned in Captive Curse. And you can call Joe and Ned in Phantom of Venice. Ned is hanging out with them when when we're there. So, like, they're not alone. I would like to see them alone. That would be interesting. But I enjoy them. Very, very well voiced. They get, like, the best writing and voice acting, like, across the board in the games. Other than Carson Drew. Carson Drew's good, but you don't call them anywhere near as much. But Frank and Joe Hardy, so good. If they ever were to replace those voice actors, I'd be like, what are you doing? They were, like, genuinely perfect. So, don't do that. Keep them. They're incredible. They're so good. Poppy Dada. I would love to call her more. I think she's very interesting. I wish we could see more of her art. I think she's, like, always been, like, one of my favorite parts of Secret of Scarlet Hand. I mean, now I really just like Secret of Scarlet Hand in general, but in the past, I went through a period where I was, like, not as big of a fan of the characters, and so Poppy was, like, my favorite, and now she's still, like, one of my favorites from the game, but, like, I appreciate the rest of it a whole lot more, and I really like the game now. But, like, I just really like how she's just like, well, whatever, like, I doesn't really care. Like, cool. I just think that's entertaining, so forget the mystery. Let me call you again. Prudence Rutherford. I would say worth my track phone minutes, but no higher, just because I was gonna say, she's interesting to talk to. Is she even, like, she's like a more boring Peachy Krollmeister. And I don't remember ever having to talk to her in any of the games you call her. So, like, I think she's most interesting in Secret of the Scarlet Hand. And then past that, I'm just like, oh, hey, see you again. No clue, really, what we're talking about. So, yeah. She's interesting when she's talking to you about, like, game plot relevant things that have to do with her. Because, like, it has to do with the Ka in Venice, and it has to do with her necklace, I think. I forget what it's called. Like, it has, like, a name. But, like, her necklace had one of the jade carvings in it, I believe. And that gets stolen in Secret of Scarlet Hand. Like, talking to her about that. The other stuff, like, the filler stuff that she talks about, don't care about. And in Danger My Design, I'm pretty sure you're just doing design work for her. Which is, like, the design work is fun, but, like, calling her, Glad she's there, cool, fun, entertaining. Nothing to write home about, basically, is what I'm saying. And there's one last person. Nurse Bluefoot. I would say I would also put Nurse Bluefoot. I would put him in Worth My Track phone minutes, because you talked to him, like, one time, very briefly, in Icicle Creek. Right? Right? That's who you call. You call Nurse Bluefoot. Am I crazy? Hold on. We're taking Nurse Bluefoot out of here. Can I even do that? No. Hold on. Where is Nurse Bluefoot from? Because he's either from Icicle Creek or he's from the Secret of the Scarlet Hand. He's from that one. Then who do you call? I am definitely missing people. Who do you call then? Yeah. Okay, Nurse Bluefoot is in. Yeah, okay, Nurse Bluefoot is in. Oh no! I'm a fool! Okay, so Nurse Bluefoot is not from Icicle Creek. Nurse Bluefoot is from Secret of the Scarlet Hand. I am clearly missing people on this list from random games. I guess I just hit a max capacity and was like, we're not adding more characters to call. So, whoops, this is not every single phone friend in the games. It's just most of them. So I thought this was the other nurse from Icicle Creek. It's not. It's the nurse from Secret of the Scarlet Hand. Literally don't remember anything about them. I'm sure I enjoy talking to Nurse Bluefoot, though. So, sure. I'll put them in Worth My Track minutes. Because I'm sure I enjoy talking to them. But I thought they were the other one. So, anyway. That's the end of this tier list. I hope you respect my choices on where I put everything, and if you want to do this tier list yourself and obviously put everything else totally in different places because you have way better tastes than I do, then feel free, and I'll put the link into the description so you can go do that. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you very soon with another one. So, bye!